Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my 5th update for my Project Pan for 2024. I am doing this in the Team Project Pan style. I'm also trying to finish 24 products in 2024, which feels like a big goal, but we're aiming high, and hopefully we reach that goal. So let's just get straight into the update. Things are going pretty well, I think, for this particular project. The first item is my primer, so I'm using the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. This is going quick. I think I have maybe a month left, maybe a month and a bit left. This will definitely be done by July, or in July. It's a fine primer, it's a good all-around primer. I would say the only downside is I do feel like I go through it quickly. It's a very small primer. There's only 30 mils in this. I don't know if they make a bigger size of this, but it would be nice if they made a bigger size of this. If you are looking for a primer and you want to try something that's affordable and it's good for I think it's good for dry skin, I think it's good for oily skin, I think it's just a good nice smoothing all over smoothing base for any makeup setup, this is definitely a recommended product for me, and I definitely can see myself purchasing this again in the future. So last month this was 31.76 grams, it's now 23.96 grams, that's a difference of 7.8 grams. Next up is one of two foundations. So this is the Missha BB Cream in shade number 22. This is the one that I'm primarily focusing on right now. I really like to have this finished by end of summer, end of August. That might be a stretch, maybe end of September. It does have SPF 42 in it. Mine's old, so I don't know how effective that SPF is. I don't particularly rely on this entirely just for SPF, but it's a nice... It's a good, I sheer it out, so it's working really well for me now. It's one of those shades, so this shade is not the best shade for me, so I do want to finish this up. I can definitely see myself repurchasing this, but in a different shade, and I do like that it is a larger, it's 50 mils, so it definitely lasts a lot longer than most foundations that are going to be just a 30 mil product. So last month this was 61.62 grams. It's now 57.13 grams. That's a difference of 4.49 grams. And then the other foundation that I'm working on is the Covergirl TruMatte Matte Made Foundation in the shade M20. Now this does go against my rules of one product type per category, because you kind of cannibalize yourself if you have more than one in a project. But in this case, I actually use these two together because, like I said, the shade of this is not the best. And it is a little light for me right now. This one is maybe a little dark for me right now. It's this one's getting a bit closer. But this is sort of the second foundation. I'm more focusing on this. But I am trying to work through this because I would like to finish this one up by end of year. This one's going to be a little bit harder to finish up. It is going slow. I do have a mark on the side. Hopefully you can see that, it's barely moved. It's not moved a whole lot. It's also hard to tell because it sticks a little higher in some spots than in others. But for the most part, it is going down. I mean, weight-wise as well. So last month it was 113.47 grams. It's now 110.19 grams. That's a difference of 3.28 grams. This is a glass bottle, so that's also why it's a heavy product. It's over 100 grams. Next up is my concealer. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Cannelle. This is slow going. Part of me wants to pull this and put something else in. I might actually just put in a different concealer, but keep this in as well. Again, I'm going to maybe try and use this sort of more as a foundation type thing to try and get through it. It's just pretty slow going right now because, again, it's just starting to match my skin tone. And not be a little too dark. I mostly just use this as an eyeshadow primer at the moment. But yeah, it's going slower than I'd hoped. I thought I would have had a lot more progress on this by now. But, I mean, I'm still getting through it. But I think I need to, and I'm literally just making that decision as I'm talking. I think I need to put in another concealer because I'm not really going to get through any of my concealers if at the rate I'm going, it's not going to go well. And I would really like to pull in another concealer and try and finish up. I want to try and at least finish up one concealer this year. So, yeah, and I don't know if this is going to be it. I think I might try something else here. So last month, this product was 27.41 grams. It's now 27.32 grams. That's just a itty bitty difference of 0.09 grams. Next up is my face powder. We are finally into like the actual packaging now, not the other tub. This is the Marcelle Luminous face powder. As you can kind of see, it's a pretty deep tone. Well, I don't know if you can see it. It's a pretty deep toned powder. It still is actually a hair too deep. I ended up adding some of the Wet n Wild powder directly into this package. So I did weigh it like pre-package. It was like 46 something grams. And then when I added it, I weighed it before I added the Wet n Wild. It was like 46 grams. It was then 48 grams. So the weight of this was 48.98 grams after I added a little bit of the Wet n Wild. So I added about like a gram and a bit of the Wet n Wild. And we are now at 47.62 grams. So that's a difference of 1.36 grams. So I didn't quite use up what I added yet. But I am marking it on the side a little bit. So you can also see there is a line to show. There is some difference. It's a little tricky to like line this up, but it's obviously definitely going down. Like I am using it. So I will finish this by the end of the year, but it is kind of slow going. We'll see how it goes over the summer. I feel like it might pick up over the summer. Next up is my bronzer, and I was really focusing on this bronzer, and I still haven't hit pan. I was really hoping by this update I would have hit pan on this guy. There is a great dip in it, like a decent dip. I shouldn't say great. There's a dip in it, but it won't show in the side-by-side photo at all. I don't think so. And even if I look at it from the side, like it's really hard to see because it's a small pan, and I use a larger brush, so I'm kind of like almost evenly wearing it down for the most part. So at least when I hit pan, it'll be a big pan fairly quickly. But yeah, I was really pushing to try and hit pan on this, and it just did not work out. So last month this was 26.57 grams. It's now 26.33 grams. That's a difference of 0.24 grams. It is the bronzer I am wearing today, and then I'm also wearing the blush today. I am wearing a little bit of this foundation with another foundation, and I am wearing a lot of these products today because like I'm trying to get through them. So I am wearing this blush as well. This blush I have on, it's the Tarte Party Blush. Again, I did repress this, so it feels like it's going a little slow because I probably pressed it a little hard. And I don't know how that pan's gonna show, like at what point. Like there's definitely a ridge in the middle, like with the metal underneath, so that's probably what's going to show through first. I don't know. I really hope I finish this by the end of the year. So little product, but man, these Tarte blushes, you get bang for your buck. I was very close to buying the Tarte. They had the like buy 6 products for like however much it was. It does work out to a good deal. And I was going to get a blush. They actually had the exposed blush that I was thinking about getting. And then I just abandoned cart. I was like, I really don't need to spend the money right now, but it was a pretty good deal if you were looking at buying some Tarte products. I've done that. I've only bought one of those kits once, and then every time I see it again, I fill it in, and then I like abandon. But anyway, so progress on this is progress, but it is slow going. So last month it was 17.6 grams. It's now 17.47 grams. That's a difference of, lost my place here, 0.13 grams. Next up is my custom highlight, which is the highlight you see here. It's the inner corner. You can see the inner corner highlight. That's also what this is. It's sort of like a mix of a bunch of different things. Primarily the Rimmel, I think it's called like Stardust. I don't know the line, but it's called Stardust is the shade. That's the primary shade in this. And then I mixed it with some of the white and pink, I think, of the Carly Bible palette. I think that's what this is. I feel like this is, like, I'm actually using it pretty well. It's got like a little bit of a dip in the middle. And when I look at the weight, like it was 6.87 grams. It's now 6.79 grams. That's a difference of 0.08 grams, which for me, for a highlight, is actually really good. Seems like a teeny tiny amount. Side-by-side photo is not going to show anything. But I do feel like I'm actually using this, so I'm pretty happy about that. I thought about rolling this out and rolling something else in. Like, this is the hard part that I have about project panning. I want to play with other products. Like, I'm wanting to pull in my ABH palette, the one that I used last year in my Pan That Palette project. I really kind of want to pull that out this summer again. So I might pull it out, which will like detract from using this. I've also been trying to focus on the highlight palette in my Pan That Palette for this year, which, because I did hit pan, so it's like motivating to like try and finish it. So like that, I don't know. I struggle with panning because I feel like it's hard to focus. It's hard for me to focus on one product because I want to play with all the products, but I also want to finish things. So I feel like I can't win sometimes. But yeah, I feel like this guy is moving along and I'm really happy with it. Like I'm happy with this. The one that I had earlier in the year, the Cleone one, was nice for like January, February, but then I got real sick of it because it was too icy after that. This one is a little icy, but I think it'll be fine. Next up is my eyeliner that I'm using. Again, I do have this on, but I do have a liquid liner over top. It's the Estee Edit, the Edgiest Kohl eyeshadow stick. So again, it's supposed to be an eyeshadow stick, but I'm using it as a liner. This guy is just trucking along. There is like such a teeny tiny amount left. I would say, how would I measure this? So like July, August. I feel like September, end of September, this will be done if I go by my little measurements. I'll also put a little picture up of like, I did a mark in my book when I started the project. And then the second mark is where I am now. So you can see like I am getting through this product really, really well. So I'm happy about that. And again, I'd like to move on to another liner. Actually, one thing that I do is I do use my Essence liner a lot. Like when I just want a really good black, solid, trustworthy liner, I go to my Essence liner, pencil liner constantly. So even though I am using this, I am using that as well. And I do throw in a few different other liners here and there. So I kind of mix it up with the liner a little bit, but I'm still making really good progress on that particular liner. So last month it was 12.55 grams. It's now 12.44 grams. That's a difference of 0.11 grams. Next up is my tried and true Winky Luxe Unibrow Universal Brow Pencil. Again, no weight change on this. It's been 9 grams the entire time. It's still 9 grams. But again, I will throw up a little picture of the marks in my book from when I started to where I am now. And you can see I am making progress. Now, when I look at that though, we are going to be a photo finish, I think, for the end of the year to try and finish that up because that's like 5 months. Another 5 months is probably going to take it down another third. I don't think this will be finished by the end of the year. So we're just probably going to keep rolling with this until it's finished, which is to the bane of my existence. But I also want to finish you. It's not a bad liner. It's actually one of the best long-wearing liner eyebrow pencils I have. Like I have done tests with like seeing which ones will last longer, and this one does last in my brows. I just don't like the shape of it. I wish it was a micro brow pencil. It's too big, so it's very awkward for me to use. Again, it's what I have in my brows right now. It's also broken. Like the packaging is broken. It looks terrible. It used to be really pretty. It used to have like gold hieroglyphs on it, but not so much anymore. Next up, I have my other brow product. So this is the Merit Brow 1980 Volumizing Pomade in Brown. We're calling it, folks. We're calling it. It's done. I know it's done because I did pick up another brow gel. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much product in this other brow gel. And then I went back to this. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's like nothing in this. Like we're done. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. It's done. So I did finish this. Again, I warmed up to this product. I talked about this a number of times. The quick summary is, didn't really care for it when I first got it. Dried out a little bit after a while. Started to really like it, but I wouldn't repurchase it because it's such a small amount of product for the price, and I feel like there are other brow products that are better than this for the price. But, you know, if somehow I happened upon this again, like if it was in a kit or something, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I would not go out of my way to purposely pick this up again. So last month this was, oh, that's interesting. I was like, I think I goofed up my numbers, but no, this is the same weight difference as my eyeshadow stick. So this was 17.63 grams last month. It's now 17.52 grams. So that's a difference of 0.11 grams, which is the same difference as my eyeshadow stick. And then in total in this project, I used 0.33 grams of product. I'm not going to roll in another eyebrow gel. Like I said, I did just pick one up. But again, it's brand new, so it's not going to be finished in this project. I kind of want to toy around with playing with a few different little things. Like I have that one new brow gel. I have a pomade. I have the wax and the Wet n Wild kit that I have. Like it's a powder kit. And then I have the like hair gel, the Got To Be. So I kind of just want to play around with those things for the next little while. I really have no desire to try and force myself to finish any of them. And like, I don't think I could finish any of them even if I tried. Maybe the Wet n Wild like wax part, because that's a small amount of product. And I've had one of those before, and that's what I finished up first, was like the wax bit. Next up is my eyeshadow primer. It's the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. We're getting through this. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of products left, but again, if I finish it, I finish it. If I don't, I don't. I won't be too upset about it. I'm just trying to get through it before it goes bad. So last month this was 10.75 grams. It's now 10.56 grams. That's a difference of 0.19 grams. I kind of go off and on using it. I don't use it every day. I didn't use it today. If I used it every day, for sure, I would probably get through it. Next up is my lip balm. So I have the Blistex Lip Medics. Now, I do really like this product in terms of like texture, and like it does feel very emollient. I'm so over this like minty though. Like, this is medicinal minty and it's a little too intense. And I was just using, well, it's kind of the favorite scent though too. I think it's the gummy bear scent from the Laneige. I had that with me when I was traveling, and I was like, oh yeah, like just the scent of it, and like you can taste it a bit, is so much better than this. But I feel like I'm getting through this pretty good. We'll see what the photos look like, but I feel like I'm working through this really well. I have kind of, like I said, I didn't use it while I traveled. I don't know. I'll just throw the side-by-side photo up. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. Just throw the side-by-sides. But yeah, I feel like I am getting through it. So I do think I shouldn't have an issue finishing this. But yeah, I won't rush out and buy this one anytime soon. Next up is my other lip product, which is the Bite Amuse Bouche Lipstick in Pepper. And again, I focused on this quite a bit this past month, and particularly focused on that like angle, so make it less steep. And I visually can see that there's a difference. Again, I'll throw up the little picture of the lines, like where I started to where I am today. Again, we're probably going to be hard-pressed to finish this this year. But I feel like this past month I did a much better job. There's a fluff on it. There we go. I'm just driving me crazy. Trying to use this up. And what I did was I discovered a thing. So some of my lighter lip products, so like the Surratt lip product that I got, or I have like a Nude Sticks lip pencil thing, they're lighter. I put that on first, and then I put this on, and I get a really nice lighter color instead of the other way around. Like, naturally, my instinct would be to put this on first, and then put the lighter color on. Do it in reverse. It actually works out a lot better, and then you don't have to worry about like the lighter color being contaminated by the darker color. I'm not so worried about the darker color being contaminated by the lighter color, if that makes sense, because this is a lipstick bullet, so it's easy to wipe off. But yeah, I was like, oh, this works. So that's how I've been able to like use this a bit more. So now that I've kind of figured that hack, although I did forget about this for about a week or so, but prior to that, I figured out that hack, and I was like, oh, now I know how I'm going to get through this over like these summer months where I just want something a little lighter, and this on its own can get a little too deep. It's also like, I don't know if it's truly a matte, but it is a bit more of a matte finish. So last month this was 7.57 grams. It's now 7.46 grams. Again, trifecta, triple hit. This is difference of 0.11 grams. Should I go buy a lottery ticket? That's weird. Okay, interesting. Next up is my mascara, and again, another product that we are calling done. So that's 2 finished products this month. Yay! Next month, I don't think we'll have anything. Maybe. But anyway, this is a Manna Kadar mascara. Again, don't really know anything about it other than it's a Manna Kadar mascara, and I'm just over it. I'm done. I could probably stretch it out one more month, I feel like, but it's getting hard to use this, and I'm just kind of like doing the thing, and I'm like applying, like going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, it's done. Like when you're trying too hard with it, it's done. Again, I warmed up to this. I didn't love it, but it was a good day-to-day mascara. Like if you were looking for something that's a bit more on the natural side. I am wearing the Essence waterproof Lash Princess waterproof mascara right now. But yeah, this is fine for kind of everyday use. If I don't want to be too glammy. If I do like a really glammy eyeshadow, like if I'm going like with lots of sparkle or deep colors, this kind of mascara doesn't cut it. Like it gets lost. It just fades into the background. So that's why I kind of mix it up with other mascaras. So last month that mascara was 27.59 grams. It's finishing at 27.36 grams. That's a difference of 0.23 grams. And in total, I used 0.94 grams. So I feel like 94 grams. So I feel like that's pretty good. I am going to replace it with this guy. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. It's probably just like black or black is black or whatever. It's black. I don't know how I feel about this one. I have used it once, twice. It's a rubber wand. We're gonna see how this goes. I wanted to put it in the project just to see and force myself to like use it on a regular basis. But if I don't love it, I might end up decluttering it, or calling it. It has been open for a while, but I haven't used it a whole lot. But if I love it, I'll keep going with it. I'm not a big fan of the rubber. The rubber. I like a brush. Like, give me a brush. These are more pokey. I don't know why, but a brush works a little bit better. I feel like plastic ones, I tend to poke myself in the eye a bit more, and I don't know why that is. But we're going to go with this guy and see how it goes. Next up is my hand cream, and I will full on admit I forgot about this, and I used it once yesterday. Actually, I might have used it twice, might have used it earlier in the month, but I completely forgot about it, like, entirely. And I was doing so good last month, but kind of fell off the wagon. So I need to get back in on this. So last month it was 30.89 grams. It's now 30.03 grams. That's just a teeny tiny difference of 0.86 grams, which, I mean, this should be like half done by now if I used it on the regular. So we gotta get back in on that guy. And then I talked about this last month about adding some more products. So again, this project is supposed to be 24 and 24, but I haven't been putting in enough products to get there for that. So I've added 2 new products. The first one is a lip liner. And this guy, he's close. So let's just get her done. I say that, but I know, because I've had this in a project before, that this takes a really long time. This lip liner also might off itself, because it almost did this morning. We almost lost it entirely. So the lip liner is a ColourPop lip liner in Contempo. Again, was in a previous project, I want to say a couple years ago. But the actual, like, lip liner, it's completely separated. So, yeah, when I went to... So I am wearing this with the Nude Sticks pencil, like, lipstick. And then I put Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade lip gloss on top of that. But, yeah, I opened it, and it... like... Yeah, we almost lost it. So we'll do our best to see how we get through this. Again, it will pair... That's just a little swatch here. It'll pair nicely with the lipstick. I'll do a swatch side by side so you can see. It is like a purpley mauve kind of lip liner. So obviously there's the lip liner and there's the lipstick. So they will pair nicely together. I was kind of debating whether pulling this out because, again, I was worried about the lipstick, talking about that being a bit too dark. Will this also be too dark? But it's got a bit of enough color, enough brightness that I think I'm going to be okay. And when I did put it on this morning, I'm like, yeah, I think it'll be fine. Pairing this with just like a lip gloss will be really nice. And today I did it with like a brighter pinker lip, which worked just fine. So I think we'll be fine getting through the summer months with this. I don't think it'll be an issue in the fall, but it's just like the summer months. I'm not generally drawn to colors like this, but we'll make it work. We can make it work. And then finally I talked about throwing nail polish in because I have a ton of these and they're like half done. This is one of them. So this is the Julep Nail Polish in Drew. It's showing up a bit more, I would say it looks almost like a watermelon pink, like on camera. You're going to look at it and be like, oh, it's a bit more like orangey pink. In person, it's not at all. Like it's more reddish pink, like a red pink. It's definitely much brighter, like more intense. The camera never picks up pinks properly, like this fuchsia pinks or like neon pinks properly on my camera. But this will be an easy one, I think, to finish. So again, I have a line on it where we're starting. So we're about halfway, a little more than halfway because the bottom is like narrower. So again, kind of targeting to finish this by end of summer. Be nice if I finish it a little sooner because I do have a few others that I could probably pull in. So yeah, like if I finish this in July, I'll grab another pink and throw it in. Actually, even if I finish this, I do want to grab another one and throw it in. We're going to kind of squeeze in a bit of a nail polish project into this project, but I don't want to like focus too much on like a full-blown nail polish project. But I think if I can just focus on one color at a time, maybe we can make some progress. So that gives me, I have 19 products right now in the project, and that, like, I might add one more next month. I did want to add maybe a body thing, like a body lotion or something. Just again, to add to the numbers of finishing things, because I know I can finish body stuff. And yeah, just to kind of balance this project out a little bit more. But I couldn't decide this morning exactly what that product would be. Kind of playing around in my head if I might like do like a body lotion, or I don't really want to do fragrance. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. It's probably going to be like a body lotion or a body scrub, because I have a few of those that I would like to finish up as well. So yeah, that is my 5th update for my project pan for 2024. I do apologize. I'm not on the ball with filming right now. Videos are coming few and far between, or like I do like 3 at a time and then there's nothing for a while. It's just gonna be the way it is for the next little while. Hopefully by summertime, midsummer, late summer, I will be back on track and things will be a bit better. But for now, it's just what it is. I just gotta roll with it and do my best. And I really appreciate you guys for sticking with me while I'm being super flaky and inconsistent. But I promise things will get better and back on track. I hope you're doing well. And actually, no, I forgot to say, if you like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.